Guys, and this is me, the TheParaFlyer, and as you can see, I am outside touching grass. I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a life update since I haven't been streaming the last month now, actually. So as you can clearly see from the love sign in the back, I no longer live in Indianapolis. I actually am currently living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I love it here. Freaking miss this place, and I'm happy to be back. However, this was not part of the plan. This was not scheduled at all. So if you guys have not been keeping up with everything, like I said, I haven't been streaming for about a month now, and it wasn't really by choice. So I don't want to get into any kind of drama or anything like that, but there was two reasons why I no longer live in that house. Number one was the landlord. As you guys know, in December, they actually, since we moved in, they have not really been taking care of our requests. House is falling apart, and they were doing a very lackluster job at coming out to fix it. For the first 3 months that I lived in that house, the light right above my bed never turned off. It did not have a switch. It didn't have a tug, like whole thing or anything like that. So it was on the entire time. I tried to block it. I put a blanket above it and all that kind of stuff, but that was just one of the many problems. Our toilet broke like 3-4 times. Our sink leaked at one point, and it took them a long time to fix this stuff. And then obviously in December, we had the issue where our electricity got shut off. We had no heat. We had no water. Everything was just turned off, and we had to live in a Airbnb for a little bit. I stayed in the house for a while because I had to go to work and stuff, but I did eventually go to the Airbnb with Megan and Sarah. And then in January, Megan moved out because she didn't want to live in that house when the landlords weren't doing the things that they needed to do. So that's if anybody thinks there's any animosity between me and Megan, absolutely fucking none. I do not blame her one bit for wanting to leave that place. I just didn't have a choice. I had to stay there. So Sarah's boyfriend moved in, as you know him as Tomato, and we lived in the house for a while. And when May came, they decided they wanted to break the lease for two reasons. One was the landlord stuff, and then the other parts, these two are big time factors, obviously. I mean, they still weren't fixing stuff. Our roof was caving in, and since the moment we moved in, basically, and they still hadn't fixed it. So that is a giant factor in why we don't live there anymore. The second one is there was some animosity between me and Tomato, and I will not get into the specifics. I will not get into the details. It is not anything that I did. There was something that happened in the house a couple times, and the second time that it happened, I got very fed up with it. Because anybody that knows me, I'm a pretty chill person to live with, and I don't really care about much. But the thing that happened in the house, unacceptable. And like I said, I don't want to get into detail. I'm not trying to cancel anybody or anything like that. But the thing that happened, very bad. And it got turned around on me. I got gaslit. And I have the receipts. There's a couple people in the community that know about it. Like I said, I'm not here to spread rumors. I'm not here to spread the things that happened, but if anybody, the people that know about it, they know about it. So I do have backup on that, and it turned into me not talking to them, or excuse me, not even that, them not talking to me really, and then it turned into they didn't want to live there anymore. Perfectly fine. However, they decided to break the lease and then move out like that. So I was left in the house with nowhere to go. And I had to find a way to get to work on certain days, which I ended up calling out a bunch to try and figure out what I was going to do. I had some issues with identification, so I had to try and get that settled, which was the majority of my time on my days off. And I had to find a place to live, and that was the most stressful part. And at the end of the day, I had to choose between California and Philadelphia. I say California as a state, but like in general, because I do have family and friends, obviously that's where I grew up, or Philly. where I always considered this my second home, and I always loved it here, and wanted to obviously return at some point. And I wasn't prepared to leave Indianapolis until September when our lease broke. So again, I had to call out a bunch of days. I had to find and scramble to find a place to live. I have not really spoken to them at all the entire month of April. There was not really much communication at all, and there's a couple messages between me and Sarah, and that's about it. And I didn't even know that they moved out of the house until they stopped showing up. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. It is what it is. I'm not here to cry about spilt milk. Could be a blessing in disguise, but in that process, I just was not able to stream. And like at one point, the power got turned off. Got absolutely no power in the house, and it was just a very, very stressful situation. I didn't have money saved up. I obviously wasn't prepared. Thankfully, I do have a friend out here in Philadelphia. He's the person that I stayed with when I came out here in November to see the Union and the Phillies in the finals, and he was able to take me in. I got my job back at my old place, my original Wawa that I used to work at. They were more than willing to bring me in and take me in. My old job at Kroger, they were extremely understanding of the situation, and I felt super bad about leaving them like on a whim, because I kind of called out 1 week, and then the second week I showed up for 2 days and I had to quit. And most jobs would be very like not understanding of it, and they very much were. They threw me a party and all that kind of stuff. So again, I've been surrounded by a lot of good people here. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was the greatest roommate of all time. Nobody is. We all make mistakes. We all do things that annoy other people, stuff like that. So, but nothing that I did in that house would warrant me being leaving on bad terms, basically. I completely feel justified in the way I reacted to said situation. I would not change it for anything. And the action that happened in said house is completely unacceptable. And I am actually extremely proud of myself for standing up and saying something, because the first time it happened, I didn't really. I kind of just pushed it off to the side, and it had eaten me up a lot. And then the second time it happened, I said something. And if that's all it takes for this to happen, then that's on said person, not on me. And again, I'm extremely proud of myself for speaking up, because sometimes I'm not the best at doing so. So that's it for that situation. I moved out here to Philly. I'm currently living with my friend, like I said. But as much as I am happy out here, the journey is not complete. I'm still looking for a place to live. I just now got my first paycheck at my work, so it's going to be a little bit of a slow grind in terms of finding my own place and getting into a comfortable situation and whatnot. So what does that mean for content? Well, right now I'm not able to use my computer, which is why I have not been streaming, aside from not being able to do so in Indianapolis. So that's kind of why there has been streams. I'm not able to use my stuff. I do have my computer and my monitors in my possession, which is great, but I was not able to be in a place where I can actually stream any stuff. So that's a little bit disappointing. I'm doing my best to kind of support the homies and still be in Discord and all that stuff during this time, but until then, I don't really have a set date on when I will be returning streaming, but I will definitely be returning streaming. It is definitely not the end of my journey on Twitch, despite them not really being in good terms with the streamers right now with all the things that have been going on. So I don't want anybody to think that this is the end. This is the same with my YouTube content. It is extremely difficult for me to upload videos to YouTube and even shorts and stuff, and the same with TikTok, due to the limitations on my phone. All of my streams are recorded on my PC, and I'm not able to really access that right now, so I'm not really able to even upload old content in the meantime. I do have a few YouTube videos already uploaded to my YouTube, so there's a good possibility that I might make those go live, even though I don't really have thumbnails and stuff like that. So if you guys do see other YouTube content, it'll probably be that. I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Go since I've returned to Philly, and it has made me extremely happy. I've been smiling a lot. I've been coming out here. I don't live in Center City, downtown area. I live on the outskirts, but I have passes and stuff, and I just come down here and I just hang out and, you know, clear my mind and stuff that I've always done when I've lived out here. I absolutely love it. And in Philly and walking to the art museum and playing Pokemon Go, it's just been so fun. It's been the reignition that I've needed. So there might be some Pokemon Go content coming. I think I can do that on my phone. The biggest problem right now too is my phone is probably on its deathbed. It has been getting extremely hot and very slow when I try to open apps and like do things. And I've had this phone for about 4 years, so I think at some point I will have to get a new phone. My new job, I work 6 in the morning to about noon. So that has completely shaken up my sleep schedule. That has completely like turned me upside down because, you know, I'm very much an overnight person and all that. So I think when I do return to streaming, the schedule will definitely be different. I'm not exactly sure which games I'm going to be playing. Overwatch has been a little bit on the steel side for me, especially with my duo being gone. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you the plan yet for my content. Just know that there will be some. One of the best things about living in Philadelphia for me is that the last time I lived here, I traveled a lot. So I'm going to try and get more comfortable doing IRL content and talking in public and stuff like that. I can be a little bit shy when it comes to speaking and doing content in front of other people because I always feel like I'm a bother and stuff. So just trying to get over that hump. But there's a couple previews of things that I have like in my mind that I want to do. We got New York City is 2 hours away from here. Wake up early one day on my day off, go over there and just hang out there all day. Has always been one of my favorite things. I've made it to Washington D.C. a few times. That's also about a 2 hour, maybe a little bit less of a bus ride or train to get to, and doing stuff there. Obviously Philadelphia, the 5th largest city in the United States. So there is so much stuff to do here. As you can see in my background, like I said, I love statue. We got City Hall, and in this direction we have the art museum and stuff like that. The library, it's hard to see obviously, but those are just a couple of things behind me. There's a bunch of stuff too. So there's a lot to do here. Obviously I haven't even been to any of these sports games because I'm trying to save my money for you know, getting a place to live and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so much opportunity for me to do some content here and go to surrounding cities. I have never been to Boston. That's about a 6-hour trip, I believe. Baltimore, New Jersey, there's a bunch of cities and a bunch of sporting events and stuff like that. So I have so much stuff that I want to do while I'm out here that I haven't been able to do since I left. I mean, when I moved back to California, I did go to some Angel games and Dodger games and, you know, some Ducks and Kings games and stuff here and there. But then COVID happened, and then I moved to Indy, and I went to one sporting event. I've been to one sporting event in like the last 4 years, I think, and that was the Sixers-Pacers game. So that is such a big part of my life, and I kind of want to get back into that. So I also want to take time to shout out some people that I've been watching, or that are a big part of the community, and tell you guys a little bit about what they're doing. Well, obviously we got Dingo. He's been streaming DBD a lot. We got DBD anniversary coming up very soon. He has been absolutely grinding the hell out of that game. He also did some Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so make sure you're following him. Obviously, he's one of the pillars of the Kingdom of Parendale. So if you're following me, you should automatically follow him. And the other person, which is Rocky for Life. He is just hit Masters in Apex. He hit 10,000 kills on Wraith, and he's actually been playing a lot of Destiny 2 now. He's gone back into Destiny 2. So, you know, if those are a cup of tea, make sure you're following them both. There's really no excuse to not be following both of them. We also have Sith02. the DBD gamer herself. She has not only been grinding DBD and playing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well. Obviously, the beta's over, but you know, she was very much involved in that. She's also been helping out with the colorblind community. So if you guys have not watched her YouTube video yet, make sure you do so. It is very important to a lot of people in my community, as well as people in general, to get accessibility in games like Dead by Daylight and beyond, and making it more of a norm. So go check out Sid's video on YouTube. Make sure you're following her on Twitch as well. And, you know, every little bit helps. Speaking of colorblind, Emberly TV. She is one of our colorblind gamers in the community. She just made her return not too long ago. I think it's been, as of today, about 2 weeks, maybe a week ago, that she went live. And her and Dreamy Gamer is another person you guys should be following. They've been doing a lot of stuff. So she's going to be getting a model for VTubing, and she's one of the premier people to be following and hanging out. She's a mod on a lot of people's channels. She lurks a lot, so definitely make sure you check her out, as well as Dreamy Gamer. Also a part of their community is Neo Coco TV. She just put on a tournament for Yu-Gi-Oh! Where people, if you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you're a returning player and you haven't played in a long time, put them in a tournament with only starter decks and had them go up against each other, and it was such a joy to watch. So make sure you're following her. She is our Yu-Gi-Oh! Player here in the community. She also plays a lot of Overwatch and some other games on there too. So I've had the pleasure to get to know her a little bit better before I had to stop streaming and hanging out on her streams and stuff like that. So make sure you check her out as well. Plus, she has a new model, and we love new models around here. So definitely check out Coco. Then we got the premier Wenka himself, 3410. He is on his usual grind. Again, we got DBD anniversary coming up. So 3410, usually playing a lot of DBDs and playing some Overwatch as well. And I might try and get him on some Fall Guys, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can always count on Tenna to be a cool, calm, and collected place to hang out. And we just appreciate him. He's actually another one of the colorblind people, as well as Emberly, that, you know, you would definitely be benefiting them if you could watch this video. So please make sure you do so as well. I want to give a special shout out to Daddy Megan for, you know, bringing me in. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about her. She's my roommate for over a year. You know, we had a lot of memories. We did a lot of stuff. And I'm so eternally grateful for her to not only take me in when I was in a rough spot in California and bringing me to Indianapolis, but introducing me to her family, taking me to all that kind of stuff. I have nothing but love for her and her entire family. I appreciate everything that she's done for me. And if you're not following her, you should, because she just put on a Women Wednesday tournament, her second big one, and she's going to be doing another big DVD tournament as well. So you want some action, you want some DVD tournaments, you want to see a lot of streamers get together and have fun. Make sure that you are following Daddy Megan, because there's just no excuse. Plus, she's there for the entire LGBTQ community. She's been doing it since the day I met her and beyond, and it's been really awesome to see her growth and her become the streamer that she is today. So again, big shout outs to her, not just streaming stuff, but also for the IRL stuff as well. Speaking of new VTubers, we got Tortle, who just recently stopped using the name Tortle. You know, she is going to be debuting a new VTuber, but I'll give you guys the Tortle stuff. You know, she has been doing a lot of streams where all of her revenue goes to charity. You guys raise so much money in honor of charity with Tortle streams, with donations, subs, bits, and so much more. And it's been an honor to not only get to know her as well, but also hang out with her in person. And I know that she has a good heart, and I can't wait to see her new VTuber in action. Make sure you're following her as well on all of their social media platforms. And Kino VT, I mean, that guy has been hanging out with me and you know, keeping me busy during the hardships and hanging out with me in Discord, and we'll just talk in there and watch stuff and you know, be on the phone. And even when I'm not able to talk and I can only text, you know, he's been in there hanging out with me, and I just appreciate him. He's been kind of on a hiatus. He kind of streams every once in a while, but he will be back and he will be streaming. And I've known this guy for a very long time, so please make sure you're following him. And speaking of another person I've known for a long time, Mr. Refusions, the Apex man himself, he has also been on that Destiny grind, and it's just been an awesome time watching him, you know, grind. He's always been one of the streamers where as soon as you go live, you go watch him. So make sure you're watching him, as well as Splugs. He's actually going to be moving to Kick, and he's been popping off, man. He has been grinding the hell out of Apex, trying to get to Predator, and you know, watching his growth as well. And he's been uploading YouTube videos like crazy. Has been extremely awesome to watch, and I can't wait to see more from him, because he has been getting a lot of traction, and his hard work is finally paying off. So again, make sure you're following Splugs. He is on Twitch, he is on Twitter and YouTube, but he also will be starting streaming on TikTok.
There are no
well, TheParaFlyer. I mean, there's another guy that I've known for a long time, and he has been grinding Breath of the Wild, and now he's doing Tears of the Kingdom. He is my Fall Guys tag team partner. I mean, the dude's always doing something like special, doing Overwatch and all this stuff. When football comes back, he's got his podcast with the Mixed Raccoon, Mook, and Asian. So make sure you're on there for Mr. TheParaFlyer. I've been really proud of his work and his dedication. This man is always doing stuff, and you know, he's always hooking us up with the wrestling. So I also appreciate him so much for that, because I had the honor to watch some wrestling with him during this hiatus as well. I'm trying to make this quick. I know there's a lot of shout outs, but I've been just watching a lot of people, and I want to make sure everybody gets some love that I can remember. I'm obviously going to forget some people, and I hope you guys don't take offense to it. I am out in the public doing the best I can to do this and try to be a little bit more comfortable. Can't forget Germo Blah. Man has been grinding the hell out of Pizza Tower, trying to get all the P ranks, and we love it, man. Also see him doing some Sunhaven, so make sure you're checking him out as well. Frosty Key Lime just had a birthday. You know, she's been doing some WWE stuff, streaming here and there. Always appreciate her hard work as well. And I don't want to forget anybody, but we got to talk about Hypnotics Kate. She's been going through a lot of stuff in her personal life, mostly with her health. She's been trying to come back into streaming as well, and she has been doing such a good job of staying strong. And just know that we are all sticking behind you. Obviously, I'm your manager, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but either way, you know, we always just appreciate you. You always bring the good vibes, the good comfort, and you know, when you are able to come back, just like when I'm able to come back, I know you're gonna pop off. So yeah, keep up the good work on that. And yeah, another shout out to Princess Shy as well. She also streams on Quick Kick and on Twitch. She streamed for me in the Discord a couple times while I was on my little hiatus. So big shout outs to her for that. Always appreciate her. Always love the work that she does, and I love gaming with her. Everybody else, man, if I didn't mention your name, please don't think that I'm not paying attention to the stuff you guys are doing. I really am. I'm just kind of on the spot, and I didn't write anything down. I don't want this video to be extremely long, which is already at about 24 minutes, but I just want to give you guys a little heads up. Just know that I'm watching you guys all the time. I'm hanging out with y'all, even though you think that I'm not. I'm doing the best I can out here. I'm still your king of Parendell. I'm still your reigning, defending, undisputed United States champion. And just know what? I've been going through some tough times, but I'm in a better place now. And I think this is the place I've always wanted to be. And you know, in due time, I will make my return. In due time, we'll come back stronger than ever, and we're gonna grind hard to try and get stuff done. And I did forget somebody, because they were in my mind earlier, and I was trying to save them to the end. But why not save the best for last? Sleepy Riri. I mean, this man is about to hit Twitch partner. It's gonna happen. And I have been watching this man's growth for a few years now. He is one of the biggest homies out there. Been doing the Pokemon grind. He's been doing the Zelda grind. He's been doing the just chatting grind, the YouTube, the TikToks, everything. If there was a person in the community that I looked up to the most, it would be him with his hard work and his dedication. I mean, this man gets me back into Pokemon like that. Obviously, I have Pokemon Go, and that has always been my thing since the day that game came out. But he always, every time I go into that stream, not only is it a nice place to be at, but there's just something about him when you go in there, you just feel welcome. Doesn't matter if you've been there every single day, if you haven't been in there in a little while, or it's your first time in there. When you go into a Sleepy Review stream, it's just the pinnacle. And I've never wanted to see someone be so successful in my damn life, and I know it's gonna happen for him. He's a big inspiration, and I just love watching his growth, man. And then all the people that I've met because of him, like freaking coffee addicts and dinner pants and so much more. Grimsticks, Beta, Blue Shell. It's just been amazing to see him and his growth and be a part of his community. So shout outs to Riri too. But yeah, we'll be back, man. I'm gonna try and do a good job of like kind of keeping people updated on the situation. Like I said, we're in the city I want to be. We have a job. We're just not in the place that I want to be at yet. And once we get that going, man, we're gonna be popping off. So any suggestions, any type of hookups, man, you guys let me know. I'm gonna try and point you guys in the right directions for streams while I'm gone. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some of those YouTubes uploaded, and including this one. I have a couple Pokemon Go ones that I want to upload. It's just I have to do all the editing on my phone, and it's just taking forever, and then upload it from my phone. So yeah, I have been gaming. I've been playing a lot of MLB The Show. I've obviously been playing Pokemon Go. I've been playing Dead by Daylight on my damn Switch. I tried playing Apex and Overwatch, and it was just so terrible. And I've been playing Fall Guys. And so if you guys want to play Fall Guys, Dead by Daylight, I do have abilities to play those games. Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all your support, hanging with me, staying with me. Whether you've been here from the beginning, if it's been recent, and everything in between. I didn't want to be on hiatus. I didn't choose this. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be here, but I didn't want to be in this situation. It's been a little tough, but we always find a way. And I keep telling people that. I always find a way to make it through. And if I could leave you guys with one little bit of advice is no matter what you guys are going through, whether it's good times, bad times, whatever, the toughest time you ever been through, I want you guys to make sure you look into the past, right? And think about every single time that you had a hardship, every time you guys had something bad happen to you and you thought you were never going to get out of it, and you thought it was going to be the worst experience ever, that this could be the end. And just know that you are still here today no matter what that issue was. Whether it was someone breaking up with you when you were 16 years old, if you were about to be homeless, if you had no money, couldn't pay rent, if you had to travel across the country and you got stuck, whatever the hell the situation is, at this moment in time, you are undefeated. You beat whatever you could you did that happened to you in the past, and you're gonna do it now. And you're gonna continue that cycle. Every single time you thought you were never gonna get past it, you got through it. And I have been through so many in my life where I sat there and I was in a situation and I said, damn, how are we gonna get out of this? Like, is it even possible? Can we even do it? Like, how about, like, what options do I have? And I was in that situation a month ago. I had no idea where I was gonna live, where I was gonna be a month from that situation. And here we are in Philadelphia, man. City of brotherly love. So just know, if you put your mind to it, you guys can get through it. So last thing, man, it's Pride Month. Love one another, man. Love is love. I'm just an ally, right? I don't care what you like. I don't care who you like. I don't care what you identify as, man. I care about you as an individual person. I don't hate people as a whole. So support your LGBTQ people around you, straight, gay, lesbian, bi, whatever it is, man. She, her, they, them, whatever. Just love one another, man. Everybody is different. Everybody's gonna give you a reason to either like them or dislike them, and you shouldn't judge a person by things that you shouldn't be caring about anyway. Why do I care if someone gets married? That's not my prerogative. Right? Do your thing. All right? I do my thing, you do your thing, and we all live peacefully. So that's all I got to say. I appreciate every single one of you. My loyal subjects of Parendell. We'll be back soon. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this long-ass video, and I'll see you guys hopefully really soon.